Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to another edition of the Views from the Friend Zone podcast. It's your boy Real Talk Mall. Who I got in the building with me?
Sensei. Back again. What's up, peoples? I shall not tell a lie.
It's your boy Cliff Brockman.
Yeah. So, this was an exciting weekend. I'm no snitch, but I witnessed a crime last night. And I got a report that Triple G was robbed in broad daylight, man. How you guys feel about that fight?
That's facts. Earlier today when we was text messaging each other, I told you Triple G was going to give him that work.
Yeah. I didn't think he fought anybody serious before this fight, so I thought, Canelo was going to give him
He
some
delivered.
problems.
I must say, it was a great fight. I'm glad they both bought it. You know what I mean? You see Triple G was walking him down. Canelo, he wasn't scared until he caught one. I forgot what round it was, and he kind of paused like, whoa. He felt that power.
It's crazy, though, because Triple G, he don't look that strong. He almost look like a guy who be drinking at the bar.
It's that Russian strain.
Yo, you ready to fight? And he just walks into the ring. You know what I'm saying?
But he's steady.
Like he don't train
He's
like
steady.
that. But he was crazy.
Steady.
Yep.
He look
You know what I'm
good.
saying? So,
We need a part two.
We definitely need a part two.
That draw was crazy, though. One judge
The
had
one
it
chick,
110, 118.
She was on the payroll.
She's on somebody's
I think that
payroll.
was De La Hoya's aunt.
She's a golden girl. You know what I'm
She's a golden
saying?
girl, right?
She's a golden girl in the Golden Boy
Golden
production.
Boys Productions.
Clean her bifocals, man.
So, we're supposed to have special guests. I think they're running a little late, but, as always, we're going to have the show running. You know what I'm saying? And the first topic we're going to talk about is labels and lifestyles, right? So there's 3 traditional labels that I want us to discuss.
Mm-hmm.
And just like, I want to know how important are these labels, right? Because I feel like, we get caught up with labeling. We label people, we label movements, we label ideas, and then we make it one size fit all, and then kind of like, live life according to that. I'm going to get a little more specific as we approach each of the labels, right? The first label that I want to talk about is the label a hoe, right? Because, when you're younger, people are like, oh, she a hoe, don't mess with her. Oh, she a hoe, or this and the other. If a dude's a hoe, the dude's a man kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? And my question is, it's like, we get so caught up with that label, the person being a hoe, and sometimes we have no hoe facts to back it up. Right? Seriously, if a group of girls hang out with each other and they fall out with one girl, they could say she a hoe, she have this dude, she have that dude. And without any hoe facts, now she's a hoe, that label sticks to us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now, for the rest of her life, especially if she runs in the same circles that she grew up in, now she has this dark reputation as a hoe, but this could be a good person. So my first question is, what is a hoe? Why do men care if a woman is a quote-unquote hoe, and women are more accepting if they found out a man was a quote-unquote hoe?
Well, that's the thing, your first part of that question. What is a hoe? Because
Exactly.
you can be a promiscuous woman, just like you can be a promiscuous dude. Just because you're a promiscuous woman, it doesn't make you a hoe. I mean, we choose to go out there and smash who we want to smash. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be a week apart, a couple days apart, whatever. If we're not tied to anybody, you can sleep with whoever you want.
Exactly.
And just because a woman is a woman, she shouldn't be labeled any differently if she chooses to sleep whatever she want. If she don't have a man and she not cheating on her man or her husband, whatever, she ain't no hoe. She's a woman who has a high sex drive
And know what she wants.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not judging that. I think it's usually the other women who probably can't get the same D that this chick is getting is jealous. So they like, oh, she a hoe. She did this one and that one. When really they wanted to do this one and that one. That attention.
You know
exactly. This is jealousy.
Like even Kim Kardashian, right? Quote unquote Kim Kardashian has this reputation as a hoe and
People
stuff
call
like
her
that.
a hoe, yeah.
But it's just like, we don't know her bodies like that. We know a few celebrities that she might have messed with and have a past with. Mm-hmm. But I know females who call Kim Kardashian a hoe, and they got 150, 200 bodies under their belt. But they don't consider themselves a hoe. They consider themselves a woman who like what they want. So what do you think about it, Cliff?
I think, like, when you older, the label of a hoe is kind of different. Because if you're single and you're dating and you're having sex with different people, and you're protecting yourself, that's not a hoe. That's somebody who's trying to figure it out. right?
And I only figure out, but you might like sex.
That's true. That's what I'm saying.
So, because you're not in a relationship, you're not allowed to like sex?
When you're younger, I think when you're younger, like when you're 18 years old, or like 18 to like 25 years old, and then you're just catching bodies just to catch bodies, you're a hoe. You see what I'm saying? No, seriously, you're a hoe because now you don't have no standards. You're just playing the game. But
you trying to learn what you like.
No. So I got distracted for a second. You said what makes you a hoe?
What makes you a hoe is if you're just taking bodies just to take it with no substance. You can take bodies, but it gotta have substance to it. If you fucking, it's a dope show, right? If you fucking all three of us, right, and you just doing it just to do it, you a hoe. But if you fucking listen, if you fucking all three of us to say, you know what, I'm gonna make one of these guys my boyfriend. I'm just trying to figure it out.
Well, that's the hoe in general. Because if you messing with if you fucking with people who are boys, you know what I'm saying? Then you're gonna be labeled a hoe. You can't do it in the same circle for what? No, that's one of the rules.
That's a fact.
You can't do it in the same circle.
Me, I don't know. It's like if she's up front and she like, you know, me and you, I ain't cuffing you. I'm feeling Cliff. I'm feeling Marv. You know what I'm saying? And I hang out with them when they want to hang out and shit like that. Is she a hoe? Because she's doing it within circles. She's keeping it real. She's not hiding it. She's just like, yo, I like your crew. I like the energy.
I like your crew. I do your crew. That's a hoe, bro. That's a hoe. You can't do it in the same circles, man.
So there's rules to the whole thing. To me, it's just like, you know what? It's a crazy thing like that. I know so many dudes, right, who smash, you know, this girl, then smash her friend and stuff like that.
And I bet you they call him a hoe.
Behind their backs. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But men don't walk around with the badge of
we don't care about it. Women get offended by it. We don't care.
All right, my label of a hoe right now, this time of age, as a grown man, is a little different than the past, right? Before, maybe I thought a hoe is just because she's fucking everybody, she got a lot of bodies. I mean, no woman or man, no woman's really gonna tell you their Carfax anyway, because their report might look ugly. You see what I'm saying? The report might look real ugly. So at this time of age, you can't really, if she's known around the town. And she got 30 bodies in, she's a hoe. But if
30 bodies is not that high.
30 bodies.
How old? How old are you?
30 bodies. 30 bodies more.
I'm not even gonna ask y'all resumes, but we both know.
Oh, my shit is crazy.
we both
Before
know.
I was married.
Mine is not as crazy as people may think. I'm a lover.
Oh.
I'm a lover.
We both know 30 is light for y'all.
Anyway, what you book on?
Damn! Hold on.
What I'm saying is, that's the thing. First of all, is when you being promiscuous or hoish, I think the label comes by how many people know your business. You know what I'm saying? If you having sex with multiple people, that's fine. But for one thing, it should be kept discreetly. You know what I mean? So you don't want everybody knowing your business. You should be the only one that know your bodies, really. If everybody know who you did, when you did them, blah, 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 you're going to be labeled as a hoe just because too many people know your business. So a part of being not labeled a hoe is keeping your business on the low. You know what I mean?
So discretion.
Discretion
makes you not a hoe. To me, I'm going to be honest with you. Every time you deal with a female, you got to take whatever she tell you for face value.
That's a fact.
A female could have made a whole town popping somewhere you never known. Have 500 bodies. You don't know that. You know what I'm saying?
I know it. As soon as I see your lips, I know it. Them lips don't contract the same.
But it's just like this. You fall in love with a female. You find out her resume was crazy. But you love her. You guys build. You know, you guys are building something. There's a good chemistry. The quote-unquote, the fact that she was considered a hoe. So now she's not a good woman to you no more? Because of her past? Go ahead.
Like I said, you know what? That's a tough question even to answer. The label and categorize everything about a hoe as what is a hoe right now is because it's different now. Like before, I would look at a girl like that's a hoe, but now if I knew she had a lot of bodies, but if I was feeling her like that and I was single, I wouldn't care because at the end of the day, everybody got a pass. Yeah. It's just a matter of who wants to put it out there And who, you know what I'm saying?
I don't really ask that kind of question, first of all.
Yeah,
I don't want to know your body count. I want to know, do you have videos? Because if you have a video out there, then we might have a problem. I don't want there to be a video.
So let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Have y'all ever done videos?
Nah, not that. And no videos have been saved. They're all deleted. No videos. I got none.
I probably have done a video too in my ball playing college days, a long time ago in high school.
So there is video out there, is what you're saying?
Oh, that was before the past.
I know, but they're out there. I don't want to.
My thing about it is, everybody in this day and age, the lifetime of not social media, but camera phones, smartphones, having a camera attached to your phone. Everybody got some kind of video out. It may not be distributed on a wide basis, but everybody got.
Not everybody's
pic,
into that, bro.
A breast pic.
Oh, well, I'm not talking about
actual
pics.
videos.
I'm talking about videos.
Yo, but that all falls into the same line of thing. And you could trust someone. You know what I'm saying? You could have been in a relationship with someone. You never thought they would turn sour. But they turned sour. Now they drop, they leak your video like an episode of Power. You know what I'm saying? What you going to do about that? That don't make that person a hoe because they did that thing with someone they thought that they loved.
I ain't saying they make him a hoe. They just not somebody that I'm trying to deal with. I'm not gonna be out there walking around with my wifey and bro's like, yo, check this out. Nah, B.
Honestly,
I don't want to see it.
Honestly, the label hoe is different now these days because a lot of women are doing stuff undercover in public, and you gotta. It's certain.
You gotta say men too.
No.
You put that pressure on
women and men too. You just gotta know what you want to accept. So being a hoe is also. No, you got to know your situation because she might be doing whole shit to me. That's not whole shit to another man, but vice versa, men or women. So you just got to know which one what you can take from what she's doing, right, or what he's doing, right.
So before we move on, this age-old question: can a hoe be turned into a housewife, and can a hoe make a good woman?
I think. I'm gonna get it. I believe so. I think hoes actually may make some of the best housewives for the simple fact that they got it out their system. Eventually they're like, I just can't. I don't want to keep doing this with this one and that one. So they settle down.
Yeah.
And they get it out their system, and then they're like, I'm gonna make this work here, and they're probably very experienced, so they'll do some things in the bedroom, you know what I mean? Be like, where you learn that at? Oh, I don't even ask that question. But, I say yes. That's
what about you, Cliff?
I think I'm gonna agree with Mike what you were saying 100%. I think a hoe definitely could make a good housewife because they got it out their system and they already got that experience. You know what I'm saying? So when you're dealing with like that, you're dealing with a seasoned veteran, right? You sometimes you don't want to deal with the rookie. I'd rather deal with I'd rather deal with a seasoned veteran that said, you know what, I did all that. I got out of my system. Then you find out you got that rookie. He still want to play the game, or female still want to play the game. You don't when you got to figure it out. It's difficult. Yeah. But if somebody already got the experience, I'm cool with that. I'd rather experience than from the beginning. What you think?
Yeah, I agree.
I think the whole thing. I still think we misuse that terminology and that label with the hoes.
It's not a good word.
We classify people as hoes, people who live their life, and people who's up front and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's not like the woman is literally selling her vagina. You know what I'm saying? Out there.
That is a prostitute.
That's a prostitute.
And there's nothing wrong with that. You got to make your living.
Yeah. But I think we equate, women, promiscuous women as hoes and act like they're prostituting themselves when they're out there having life experiences.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They're enjoying it. They're not selling and doing it for work.
Yeah. So we're going to move on to the next label. Now, the next label is relationship, right? And I just think, to be honest with you, the whole way we view relationships, the terminology of relationships, I think is an outdated term or outdated lifestyle because I feel it's so many things going on, creeping and cheating, stuff like that, because people don't have open dialogue on what relationships are. People are more in situationships than actual relationships. And then recently this week, Bow Wow dropped something and said, "I don't want a relationship. I want a partnership." And he gave all these good details about how he wants
Somebody
someone
who's
to build
his best
with,
friend.
best friend, lover, and stuff like that.
But what he described is what you would
What
want
in a
somebody in a
relationship.
relationship.
But he's saying how the term relationship is outdated. So my question is, relationship
Title.
is the old school definition of a relationship holding us back from being happy? Can we be happy with someone and not being in a quote unquote relationship with them?
Is it? What's the old school definition? You're talking monogamy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Monogamy, it's considered, an agreement between two people on the basis of emotions, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So, because, relationships are all different. You know what I'm saying? There's friendship relationships or, what you call it,
Like,
friends with benefits, things of that nature and stuff like that. But relationships, are we too caught up with on what a relationship should be instead of just being happy?
I mean, I'm gonna answer that question first. I think it's standard. I think relationships, it makes things that could be confused. Understand a good part of relationship, because what I'm saying is, if you don't tell the chick that, or the man, vice versa, that we're in a relationship or this is serious, everybody's gonna use the thing like, oh, I didn't know, I thought we was just chilling, I didn't know what's going on, and it'll drag on. Mm-hmm. This time and age, you gotta have that clarification and classify things, because you could be wasting a lot of time, men and women. So relationship is very, very important to tell her, listen, this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to build something. I want a relationship with you. So you know your title in place. Because if a girl's not my girl and she know that I'm doing this, I'm doing that, she can't get mad when stuff come up. And I can't get mad when stuff come up. So you gotta use that category of relationship in the titles. I think it's very important.
It's all about the communication, right? Mm-hmm. There's different kinds of relationships. There's the monogamous relationship. Mm-hmm. You my girl, I'm your man. Nobody else is coming into this circle. There's we have an open relationship. We together, I respect you as my girl, you respect me as your man, but we can dibble dabble. You know what I'm saying? As long as we respect each other. It ain't in each other's face, whatever. Or it's that we swingers. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? There's those kind of relationships. Mm-hmm. There's many kind of relationships. And, marriage, that's on a whole nother level. Mm-hmm. But as long as the discussion is had, the conversation is had.
Still a title. Still something.
Yeah.
Gotta be drawn out.
Hey, we not on that monogamy thing. We have a relationship. I love spending time with you. Yeah. We're good friends. We hang out together. We laugh. We joke. We drink. I look out for you when I can. You look out for me when you can. Yeah. But you're not my girl. I'm not your man. That's a relationship. Is a different kind.
Yeah, I think it's tough, right? Because I think we have a lot of bonds and connections out there, and we vibe with different people.
People too possessive.
Some people.
You're
are
mine.
Not, some people are not monogamous. Some people don't practice being a monogamous person easily. Some people love to the point where they don't want to be closed-minded. Some people love more than one person. You know what I'm saying? I'm a married person who's in a monogamous relationship, but I understand the dynamic of people loving more than one person, and I feel like a lot of people get hurt because of the quote-unquote confines of what the relationship should be.
It gets hurt because the conversation is not had. So somebody's confused. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's what another thing I want to say is some people get complacent in the title of being in a relationship. Men and women, I'm in a relationship, I gave you the quote-unquote title of my wife, my girlfriend, so that you should feel happy and good enough, but I'm not doing the work that it takes to make that person happy. But I gave her the ring. I gave her the title. I gave her access to my finances. I gave her access to the opportunity that if things don't go right,
you know what it is?
Possibly have half of my stuff.
If we're going to equate it, let's equate it to sports, right? And it's a contract year. You're about to...
Well, you have a player option or a team option.
Listen, it's your last year. You're trying to get that big paper. You balling out.
Yeah.
You doing whatever you can to let them know I'm worth the max deal, right? Now, some dudes get that max deal and they still ball out. They LeBron James all day.
Yeah.
But then you got some They was like, oh, the
Take-
season after they get that deal,
they take off.
it's like, I got paid, baby. I'm just shooting the shoot, So, and that's what happens, I think, in relationships, even a lot of times in marriages. Woman gets that ring, or she get that title as wifey, and she just like, jackpot, I'm good.
Men too, though. We gotta.
Yeah, we
Okay,
got
yeah,
to.
men
We got
too.
men
It's
too,
not
men
one
too,
way.
yeah.
Men too. But that's the thing. That's what and that's where people say, like, you might know somebody who's been with his chick, say, for like 10 years. They've been rocking hard with each other. Never got married. Then all of a sudden, she like nagging him. I want to get married. He's like, all right, we get married.
And then
right?
they break up.
Less than a year later, they done. What happened?
Because of the pressure of
happened?
Of the term, the pressure of being married, the pressure of feeling like, I have no options. I feel like when you had that month-to-month contract,
Too much
where you're
security.
not locked into something, you work harder, right?
Exactly.
Because at any day you could be dropped.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So when you're working month-to-month,
Any day they could call your number.
you work hard to make it to that next month.
Too much security makes people lackadaisical, complacent.
It's
you know
like
what I mean?
having a 10-day contract.
Exactly.
You
You're
go-
going
you
to
go
Go hard
hard.
because you want that next 10-day contract,
Yeah,
maybe that
exactly.
next
So
full
So that's
year.
why you
But-
telling me back, listen, baby, I'm feeling you. You know what I mean? You got a lot of potential to you. You're looking good. You smell good. You take care of me. But I'm not sure yet because I've seen some things, So just keep doing what
I'm
you're
keeping
doing.
my options open, right?
Just keep doing what you're doing.
I'm ironing out.
So my thing though is, on a serious note, without being that quote unquote monogamous, that quote unquote I'm only supposed to love you or be, emotional, intimate with you.
Mm-hmm.
Does that pressure lead to relationships not lasting?
Man.
Because how many times people are dating, they're happy as hell, they like each other, they haven't really locked in with the title, they're having fun, and then someone gets antsy and just like, okay, what are we doing? What titles? Or I'm gonna use the example of women because obviously I'm a man. I've only dated women, but a woman will feel, man, we're having a good time and stuff like that, but he's not claiming me. He's not giving me a title. So she's acting normal, then all of a sudden she starts acting a little bit strange.
Beyonce fucked the game up, yo.
You happy? Then you should have put a ring on.
She fucked the game
No, but
up.
my thing
Everybody
about
I
it
hate
is-
when that song comes on.
But my thing about it is, can you be happy with someone without defining the nature of your relationship? Right? Because the show, show Insecure, right? In the show Insecure, I love this show because it's a good show about black people and relationships. But one of the girls, Molly, she's messing with a married man, and the married man told her, "Don't worry about it. Me and my wife have an open relationship," which she has no confirmation that they're really in an open relationship. And every time the wife's around, she's treated like a drink on the side, right? So, my thing about it is the confinement of being in that quote unquote monogamous relationship. Does it put, I don't want to say expectations.
No, what it does is it makes
create
you
pressure.
It definitely does, bro. When you dating somebody, y'all going out having a good time. You know what I'm saying? It's like a free love. There's no expectations. Y'all just doing what you do. When you sit down and have that conversation, whether you decide to, just continue to date and enjoy each other's company, or then if you decide to claim each other, it's different. If y'all just gonna stay doing what you're doing, it's like, okay, I understand. If she's open to that, it's like, good. Oh, she's cool with this. I'm cool with this. We having a good time. If she's like, I'm looking to get into a relationship, what are your intentions? That dumbass question. And you'd be like, all right, well, my intentions are to enjoy you and the time we spend together, and maybe it will grow into something at a later date.
I got to answer that. It's important. The title thing is important because it's for security for both parties, right? Because if it was up to men, we'd drag it. We'll drag it for years. Some men won't even get married.
That is not true, bro.
Hold on.
That's not true. You meet a woman and she's like,
hold on.
knock
No,
you
listen.
She's the one. You ain't gonna drag it. You gonna claim that.
You gonna drag.
You gonna claim
I
that.
got married a year and a day.
Look,
listen. I'm gonna tell you.
No, a year and 3 days.
I think the security thing is very important because men and women, they'll drag it because now you're like, all right, I'm not ready for that. Ain't everything going good? Why you always talking about that? You just trying to mess up the dynamics of the relationship. This time and age, I'm talking for men and women, get that security. So that security is going to make the relationship last because what's going to happen in a month in, even if it's just good sex, for men or women, you can be like, okay, it was good sex. I can move on. He's not looking for that. Because there's no room to play games anymore, especially when you're adult. Because it'll drive for a long time. How many guys been with their woman or women for 10 years strong? He like, yo, that's my boo. That's my, she ain't going nowhere. It's 10 years. And then, you know what I mean?
So the relationship is a level of security.
A level of security.
But it does put pressure.
It puts pressure, but it makes you feel comfortable with both parties.
Okay. I feel like this. I feel the constraints of a relationship can put some pressure on it, but like you said, it provides security. But I also feel like, you have to really know the person. Don't pressure someone into a relationship because you're never going to be happy with the results of a pressured relationship. It's always going to be like, well, I'm only here because I got pressured into it.
I don't know necessarily. Well, no, because she did cheat. I was thinking back to one of my past relationships, early on.
Yeah.
One of the loves of my life.
So
but she didn't like me. Hold on, let me get into this. Because she didn't like me at first like that. We was cool, and I don't want to say I pressured her into it, but I wore her down.
That's the story of my life, bro. Friend zone more, move out of the friend zone because I wear.
I not even wore her down. Let me just say I wooed her. There's nobody who's ever courted her the way I did. So that's what happened. Okay.
So I want to move on to the last topic of the labels and lifestyles topic. Okay. The last, sub question, and it's goals. Do we as people have the right vision of what goals are, right? Because you see on social media, you'll see somebody have like a wad of money, he's in front of a car, and then someone be like, goals. Or you see a ratchet couple together. I mean, sometimes you see pictures of Obama and Michelle, and people say goals. You know what I'm saying? But do we have the right, in this day and age of social media and flashiness, do we have the right idea of what goals are? Do we have realistic goals? Because you ask a kid sometimes, what's their goals and stuff like that. A lot of times it's not tied to a career. Mm-hmm. A lot of times it's like, I'm trying to stunt on these people. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to get as money as possible and stuff like that. I'm trying to ball out. Yeah. And that's their goal. So do we as a people, do we have the right vision of goals?
Go ahead, Cliff.
I think a lot of us, especially the new generation, is confused what goals are because social media makes people look very better than what they are, right? Goals is about laying your foundation, building something so you could work towards it and be successful. Now, these new generation, they don't look at goals like that. Like you said, goals might be, I'm trying to get that new RA. I'm trying to get that Maybach. I'm trying to, you know what? I gotta get this house. I gotta do this. I'm trapping. The only reason why I'm trapping because I gotta see $1 million, and it's the only way I'm gonna do it. The goals are confused.
Why don't we have foundation goals?
Because
just like,
you know what
it's
it is.
Going to build our legacy.
You know what
I'm
it
big
is.
on legacy.
You know what it is. And I'm not just knocking on the new generation. A lot of people nowadays with the new generation, they don't listen to older people. They don't listen to people who got the experience to understand what their goal should be. Your goal should be my goal at 32 ain't the same at 21. My goal at 21, my goal at 20, 18 to 21, whatever. I'm trying to do whatever it takes. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. My goal at 32, I'm like, hold on. I'm a family man. I want to lay my foundation. I want to build for my daughter, for her future. Mm-hmm. So it's in different branches and different stages. And it's all about experiences. Listening to older people can set a good goal. Mm-hmm. You got to be able to take criticism and understand what's going on. Now this new generation, they see videos, they see this. When you telling them something and he got more money in his pocket than you, he's not listening to you.
Mm-hmm. That's a fact.
Yeah.
What do you feel about goals?
my thing is a little different than y'all because I feel like I'm not saying they have it figured out, this new generation or whatever, but I believe I like their ambition more so than what we were taught in the past. I have somewhat of an entrepreneurial mind state, even though, I work a job, I work multiple jobs, working for others instead of, working for myself.
Yeah.
But when I talk to the younger people, they want to do this, they that. When they talk that, I want to stone on them. Yeah, that's ignorant. Because what are you stunting? You stunting? You doing it for other people, or you doing it for yourself?
Yeah.
But when they say, I want to do this, I want to do that, and it's all about being their own boss, working their own angles. If they got ambition to be an artist, entertainment, whatever, they're thinking about a lifestyle where they don't have to just report to a 9 to 5, or they have to, basically bow down to somebody else and call them boss, supervisor, whatever. They want to do their own thing. It's an entrepreneurial mind state. So I can support that. Like, I even have talks with my daughter. She wanted to own her own nail salon. What else did she want to do? She was in, like, fashion design or whatever. But I always told her, I was like, that's great. I was like, you don't want to work in the nail salon. You want to own it, okay? You want to be somebody who people call boss. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you can do that. But you got to get your education or whatever, and you got to be willing to put that work in. But I like that mind state because I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with wanting to get a job, wanting to work on a police force, the fire department, medics, whatever. We need those too. But when you're willing to put yourself out there and say, I don't want to just go to a job, because there's a lot more security in working a regular job than being an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Exactly. I want to create jobs. I want to help others, or I just don't want to have to call nobody boss.
Yeah. Think dash.
Exactly. I can appreciate that.
I'm going to wrap up the topic saying I do feel like I agree with both of you guys, right? Because in a sense, sometimes our vision, especially our younger generation, on what goals are is a little bit, swayed towards just the finances or the pretty, shining, sparkling things, and not necessarily.
It should be about happiness, honestly.
But I do
it should
also
be about your
see
happiness.
a lot of boss mentality where it's just like kids, because they've seen young kids like them get rich off of apps, rich off of
There's so many ways to make money and succeed this day and age that wasn't available, say, 20 years ago.
Because
our
parents' generation would tell us, like, go get your college degree so you could work at a good-ass job and retire with a good-ass pension. Mm-hmm. And we realized with the way that the economy is set up that good-ass pensions don't exist anymore. Good-ass jobs, you could be qualified for a job today, and then tomorrow they decide they don't need that job anymore. Mm-hmm. So we do have to have the mindset of building our own businesses, building our own careers, and necessarily have that focus. But at the same time, we definitely need to take a step back on the shining for the gram. It's nothing wrong with it, right? Because everybody wants to feel happy and stuff. But our kids also need to realize, like, that there's a lot of false gold out there. If you want to shine for the gram,
find out a way to make money off it. But create a bling coin process where if you shine the most, you get coins.
My whole thing, what I'm saying about the whole goals, because social media, I have somebody 13 become 32 in 2 weeks. Because somebody 13-year-old, he'll see a social media, he'll see a video, and now he's smoking weed, he's doing grown man stuff. He got the burner. He like, listen, I got beef. I'm gonna shoot this dude now. That's why you got to be careful with the whole how you set your foundation and you lay your goals and how you talk to the youth about their goals.
Yeah, that's about
because
upbringing.
It's upbringing. So it's important.
So I'm gonna move on to the next topic. So I'm going to skip over the topic that I wanted to talk about, which is black content, because I wanted the guests to be able to contribute towards that, and there obviously must have been some miscommunication, but they're not here. So I'm going to jump to this topic called role models, right? Because it kind of plays off of the goals we were just talking about,
what he just was saying, yeah.
And so then, growing up, right, it was a big drama with Charles Barkley and some athletes saying, listen, I'm a professional athlete, I'm not a role model. Teachers, doctors, firemen, policemen, those should be role models. Me, I'm just an athlete. I play a game for a living, which is kind of true. But when you have a platform and you're making millions of dollars and your dollars are driven by the support of who? Fans, support of people. So my question is, besides for parents, should our kids have any other role models?
Besides from parents,
Yeah.
I don't know how I necessarily feel about that, because I feel like the parents are the main role models.
Yes.
But there are a lot of situations where the parents are not available. You know, whether it's one not available or some children don't have neither of their parents. So they have to look on other avenues.
To further solidify my question, I feel like parents are the only ones who are obligated to be the role model to their kids.
Mm-hmm.
Obligation.
I would agree to that.
Now, kids have the perspective to view
agree to
different platforms, different things, and say,
Yeah.
you know what, I want to follow in that path and make them become role models. Like when I was really, really young, I had two odd role models. I don't want to say odd, but different. I want to be Thurgood Marshall. I like Thurgood Marshall.
That's
and
a
then
good role model.
Langston Hughes as the poetic side, because I used to
Okay.
write poetry a lot. But you know what? You know, those were the historical. We learned Black history. We learned about their mark in the world, and that's kind of role models. But nowadays, nowadays Kim Kardashian is a big role model.
No.
Amber Rose is a big role model. Whether you want to agree or not,
Okay,
Black
yes.
China is a role model.
But they're not obligated.
They're not
They're
obligated.
not obligated. Like you said, the only people that are obligated to be role models
Is parents.
are parents.
Yeah.
The others, just because you're on TV, you don't got to be a role model. Be whoever you want to be. If they want to put the camera on you and you're going to get paid, get your money. But you letting your children watch that?
No, but
Then you encouraging this to be a role model.
Listen, a role model, like you said, parents definitely, right? A role models got to set example, right? So if your kid come to you and say, "Dad," if my daughter comes to me and say, "Dad, you're not my role model," I'm gonna say that's fine. But whoever's your role model is, you gotta lead by her good examples. She got to be doing something positive to you that's gonna help you out in the future. Don't
get
be
it
something.
twisted. Kim Kardashian, Amber Rose, Black China. I don't necessarily would want my nieces to say that's their role model. But one aspect of all three of them is they use the platform
The
that they
resources
gain
that they have.
to become entrepreneurs, to become
hustlers.
brands,
They hustlers.
to make money off
That's
of
hustlers.
the spotlight.
You don't have to support everything they do or
Exactly.
everything they say. You know, I wouldn't want my daughter necessarily to follow behind somebody who had a sex tape out, and most people believe that's how she became famous. But the rest of what she did from that sex tape on, how she has made her family millionaires. You know
And
what I'm
you
saying?
know what?
The way
Even-
she has,
You
I
kinda
gotta
gotta
respect
respect
that.
it.
Well, you
gotta
gotta respect
respect
that because listen. People say, "Oh, it's because of sex tape." The sex tape led to one thing, right? It might have put her in that.
She took it
It
and
might
ran
have
with
put her in the spotlight. She took it and ran with it. And also, if it's that easy, then everybody could come out with a sex tape.
Yeah, because Mimi put out a sex tape
why-
with the shower
everybody-
pole
and she didn't take off like
it
that.
didn't take off.
A role model should be somebody who's going to set examples and lead that person to do good for the youth, right? So if you have a kid, or even if you don't have a kid, but you have somebody that's close to you and says he wants to have a good role model, you want to tell him, listen, you want to have somebody that's going to lead you to good life for your future and set examples. You can't follow somebody that's doing negative stuff.
So, you know, it kind of, my second question kind of plays off because I didn't think of necessarily mentioning the three females that we mentioned, but there's guys as well. Do reality TV stars have any responsibility to be role models since they're on a big platform? Right? Because the Love and Hip Hop stars, the housewives and stuff like that, they have a huge platform. Should they be responsible? Because we're drawing attention to them for them to be ratchet. Like the ratchetness of it draws our attention.
That's definitely
But do
true.
they have any responsibility
They
to be
had
role
no
models?
when listen, Love and Hip Hop, Real Housewives, basketball, all those basketball. What is it? Basketball LA, Basketball Wives, which
of
was
different locations.
Ballers now.
those when they got the shows, they're acting. They're acting. Role model, they're acting. You gotta know how to separate somebody's acting and being real. You understand? That they're just acting. But if they would, and when they're in the public eye, when they in publicly their own situation, yeah, they got responsibility. But when they're doing their show, it's like there's no different from a soap opera. It's entertainment. It's all entertainment. It's like wrestling. It's the same thing.
That's the thing. The things that we see on regular shows.
But when you brought up wrestling, don't hold that thought. Yeah. John Cena is a big role model. The Rock is a big role model.
No, definitely. But that's true. But there got to be classifications. Love and hip hop and all these reality TV shows, they're actors. They're acting. It's entertainment purposes. If they're out in the public doing negative stuff, what you call it, then they got to be held accountable. But when they're on screen, it's all for ratings. You can't hold them accountable while they're on screen because that's how they get paid and that's how they provide for their family. So you got to separate the two and also tell whoever thinks they're their role model, if they ask the questions, what's the difference?
I would say just like any other, I think people get confused because they put reality in front of it. Say it's reality TV also. This is them. This is real. You know what I'm saying? This is, how they living, whatever. Nah, there's some magic tricks to that. You know, it's on TV, so it's about entertainment. Everything on TV is about entertainment. So unless you believe in on the scripted shows that these people are exactly the way that they are when they're acting, then you can't believe that everybody on these reality shows is exactly the way that they acting or they living a lifestyle that they see. It's not factual.
I think the kids and people need to realize reality TV is quote unquote they're not rehearsed lines, but they're scripted situations.
The scenarios are set up. These people would not be where they're at the time in which they're at around people who they don't care for if it wasn't set up that way. So that's the setup part. What's said in the midst of that,
that's entertainment.
It's entertainment.
So role models, obviously, in this day and age, because of the platform of social media and different TVs and televisions, we kind of grasp at different people that we like and quote unquote make them role models inadvertently, especially the kids. They see someone and they kind of mimic them and they want to be role models. So my last question on this topic is it important to align yourself with a mentor in the field that you want to grow in? I feel like mentorship is a lost art. We don't really hear about mentors anymore. The Big Brother, Big Sister program, I never partook in it because I had my own Big Brother, Big Sister. It's something that I look to want to do in the future. But I feel like our kids don't have mentors anymore, so they kind of go out their own. And whatever excites them, they choose to make these people role models. But we need to introduce more mentors into these kids' lives. People who are professionals in particular fields and let them know, like, what, this is a pretty awesome. Like, I always see when I watch TV, kids have career days where their parents come in and explain what they did at these good schools. I never had that in none of the schools that I went to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I went to school, all my elementary school, junior high school, and high school were kind of the hood schools.
We did that upstate. I went to my son's school and spoke before.
See, and I'm glad to hear that, but I feel like inner city schools don't really do that.
Yeah, that's right. That's real.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know anybody who goes to school in New York City who's had that.
I went to my daughters too. I did both. My oldest
public school
daughter and my oldest son.
Or is it Catholic school?
My son's is a public school, but my
but
daughter's
not in
was
New York. It's not
no down
school
here in the city.
Yeah.
My daughter, her school was a Catholic school, and we did that.
I feel like public school, which the more kids are in public school than in Catholic and private school. I feel those kids who are exposed to the quote unquote default education of your environments don't get introduced to mentors.
Yeah, getting back to that, I honestly would want to be a mentor, but I'm still going through my trials and tribulations, so it's hard. When I would tell my protege, I would just be like, "Listen, bro, learn from my mistakes."
So you sound more like Scared Straight. Like, remember we went to Scared Straight?
Yeah.
In elementary school, we went to the prisons.
Scared Straight is
80,
real.
They took us to there.
That's real. That's the mentorship you need. It didn't work.
Yeah.
I ended up in the bank now.
If you went to junior high school 72, that's all the mentorship. You know how
it's a different kind of scared
how to
straight.
stay away.
But no, I would believe that mentorship is very important, and it can definitely help shape, a youth who is not sure of a lot of things, or especially teenagers, you got a lot of stuff going on. I understand. It's a lot of things going on in your head, what you want to do, what you don't want to do, what you're unsure of, your parents don't understand, whatever. So if you can find somebody outside of your family, essentially, to be a mentor, and it can be a family member, but I think it'll be a little more productive if it's someone outside the family. I would definitely do that, and I wish I would have did that when I was a little younger. Now, I probably could use a mentor now, and I'm an old head.
No, but I was gonna say, no. To be honest, as even though that was funny, on a more realistic, let me just say this real quick. On a more realistic basis, I would need a mentor who's an entrepreneur. Yes. I need an entrepreneur to show me how they went about, arriving to running their own business, because I want to run my own business. I have so many ideas, but sometimes you have so many ideas and not enough finite, okay, this is definitely what I want to do, that you kind of, you prohibit yourself from going in there because you're like, I want to do this, I want to do that. But to have entrepreneur mentors who's just like, this is what you need to do.
What do you really want to do?
This is your specialization.
Yeah.
I feel like, to be honest with you, we need more entrepreneurs to be mentors to the kids. And it could be beneficial for both parties. It's beneficial to the kids because they learn outside of the normal, doctor, lawyer, engineer, policeman, teacher. They learn the other side of, being a business person and how that could be a career. And at the same time, these entrepreneurs, if they start mentorship program, they can train future employees. They can get these employees to learn the skills that they need for their business. Mm-hmm. So it works hand in hand. What was you going to say?
Big brother programs and mentorship is very important for the youth and just in general, right? But, right now it's about being aggressive of certain situations, right? So I think having a mentor is like you said, I wish I have a mentor even at this time age, because sometimes you're just confused of what you want to do and you don't know how to do it. Yeah. Sometimes you just need that advice. A mentor don't have to be a basketball player, a lawyer, or what you call it, a football player. A mentor could be your pastor. Sometimes you could reach out. Somebody you could reach out, respect. You could take the good advice and then use it to whatever help you need. So, it's like, honestly, you're right though. We do need that. We do need people to come and just help people out when they need. Because a lot of people are going through stuff when they just don't know because they don't have that opportunity.
I also feel like we need mentors. So also for kids to start thinking outside of the box, right? Because the people who have the most influence, I feel nowadays, are the people who's just like, they saw something and they said, I'm going to tackle that issue in a different way. And we need to teach our kids more to think that way, because the generation before us taught us, like I said, follow this path,
to think a certain way,
get this career, hopefully to stay with that company for 20, 30 years, and just go to the next
step. It's not their fault. It's just they weren't used to what is available now in this day and age.
Because
so
the internet makes you
they're not,
to so many different
they
things.
know a certain thing. They know a certain way of going about things, and that's the path that they followed. But things have changed. There's multiple ways now to be successful. Education is always the key. I don't care if you don't graduate from high school, if you don't go to college, that doesn't mean you don't educate yourself. You can educate yourself in many different ways, but you have to learn multiple things to be successful. You have to learn how to deal with people. You have to learn how to, if you're going to be in business, you have to learn how business works. You have to learn finances and all the other things. Whatever it is you want to tackle, you got to learn what the mistakes people have made in the past doing that. You know what I'm saying? Learn from others' mistakes. That's a key in life, and that took me a long time to learn. That it's better to let somebody else fail at it, and you learn from it than you fail at it.
I think to sum it up, like mentorship, I think you got to be a willing listener and accept it. A willing listener to accept it is whether you're going to take the advice that somebody's trying to mentor you. Because the thing about it is, and you got to show. You got to lead by example by showing them the way. You can't just tell somebody, all right, this is how you're going to run a business. Yeah, I did it this way. I did this way. Sometimes you gotta break it down to what you gotta.
Well, you have to have some level of success.
A level, not even this level of success. You gotta, even if you fail, no. you gotta tell them how you went about it, because some kids will be like, man, how you gonna be my mentor? I got more money in my pocket than you. Boy.
That's what I mean. You have to have some level of success. You're gonna find it hard
also have
to listen to somebody who hasn't had any success.
Have a
game plan, a vision, right? Because I feel too many times, like money, like you could be the trapper of the year and have 300, 400,000 clean cash in your not even your bank account, because you gotta prove where that money come from. Yeah. But in your stash, and you 21, so you can't hear nothing about it. But even that kid needs an exit strategy, right? Mm-hmm. Not saying that I'm a proponent of you hustling and then, that's the way to success. But you have to have an exit strategy. I think as men of a certain age, women of a certain age, we also need to let these kids know that, look, okay, this is the route that we went. We achieved a certain amount of success, but I see bigger for you. And help these kids start thinking outside the box.
I would definitely want to do that. But I feel, honestly, somewhat hypocritical. Why are you laughing?
I'm not laughing because I'm not laughing at you personally, because right now physically you don't feel like you're in the right space to do that.
No, yeah, so I feel a little hypocritical, but I feel like I could be a great mentor to some youth because I feel like the knowledge that I have from the experience that I have in my life, I could impart so much wisdom upon them. You know what I'm saying? But they're gonna be like, I hear what you're saying, bro. I hear what you're saying, but I see you going through this right now.
I hear you.
The backlash. That's why I said you gotta listen. You gotta be able to set examples, and also when you set the examples, show them the way. Because if you don't show them the way, they just, like I said, they come back to, yo, man, what's up with you, man? You're supposed to be my mentor. You're supposed to be my mentor. You're supposed to be my mentor.
Right now. But these kids also need to realize that, they might need their minds to be shaped to not follow in the same footsteps as us as being right. Mm-hmm. We're all employed. We're all not in jail. We're all not addicted to stuff. I'm not saying that alone makes us good mentors, right? But I'm saying
that's a start.
That's a start. But I'm saying that we have enough insight and experience to take a kid and say, look, you're not necessarily a product of our environment. Like, we from Southside, you know what I'm saying?
All Southside.
We grew up, when we was younger, we grew up at the tail end of the Supreme Team exposure and stuff like that. We grew up playing in the park where it was crack valves all over all over the park and stuff like that. It's a different time and age.
We had hoop dreams, You know
what I'm saying? We grew up where it's just like you could have chose to be in a gang, or you chose to play ball or do something else kind of thing. But I say that to say this. We need to have these kids' minds like, look, what you have that we don't have is time. And you have... These kids are growing up with the internet. We grew up with AOL, slow dial-up and stuff like that, where the internet wasn't that vast to us. It's as we got into our teenage years and early 20s.
But don't count us out, bro. We don't have as much time. But we got time. We're still living. He like, I think
y'all turn this segment into some
we don't have time.
This segment's not a bitter moment.
Bro, we got time too.
Yeah, he made us turn into 52 this quick.
No,
we don't have time.
I'm just saying, like, mentorship, like, to be honest with you, I would love to sit down with an entrepreneur and spend time. And even as a grown adult, I would spend hours of my week working for an entrepreneur for free just so I could be able to shadow him and see what he did. You know what I'm saying? Even though I don't have time like that, I would do that because that's an investment into my future. Kids also, especially in disadvantaged areas, need to see people like us. We all have our college degrees. We all working people, and we need to they need to see okay, we're not millionaires, but at the same time we're grinding out and we're pursuing futures, and they need to see that people like them from their neighborhoods are out trying to build something and then work with them. Plus the innovation, I just feel like these kids need to realize okay, you know what problems they have, what shortcomings they see in their community, how could they bring solutions to these shortcomings and be the entrepreneur for their community. So this is about the time where we would wrap up. So you want to do any shout outs?
Damn, this show flew by.
Yeah.
Who I want to shout out? I don't like nobody this week. I'm being negative. Nah.
Yeah, I don't know if the Ciroc that got you. You started talking a little negative at the end.
I'm shouting out all those who show me love and show support. And just those trying to do better. You know, if you're on your grind, if you're trying to be something that you're not, you're trying to get to a place and you're not there right now, keep your head up. Keep pushing on. Don't let nobody tell you can't do what you want to do. You know what I mean? I'm there for you. I support you. Those are the ones I want to shout out right now because I can relate to that. You know, much love to all of y'all. And just keep pushing.
I want to shout out all my family and friends. And then also I want to say that, you know, don't be scared to learn from others and ask questions, you know, because that's the way how you're going to make it, right? Mm-hmm. You know, you're never too old to learn from somebody, and you're never too young to take advice from somebody also. So just work hard, you know?
I want to give a shout out to everybody who's grinding out. You know, you're 30 plus and you realize it's not over. You know what I'm saying? You still got time to be an entrepreneur. You still got time to reach goals. I always tell people, chase a legacy over liabilities and stuff like that so that you can build the future and build the path. Mm-hmm. Just know that every path is not clean. Every path to success is not a straight line, you know. And also, you got to take the time out to big up yourself and give yourself props for not being where you were in the past. Mm-hmm. If you make some steps forward, you may not be the millionaire yet. You may not be where you want to be, but keep pushing. Keep driving. You know, I don't know what happened. It was a miscommunication with our potential guests from the web series, The Professional Chillers. So hopefully we can reach out, you know, follow up with them and then have them on another time. I like the show. I was watching a couple episodes. We watched a couple episodes. So it's much love, you know what I'm saying? I always shout out black people doing their thing. Is, you know, some black people who came up with a good idea. And I love the fact that as a people, we are now creating our own platforms. We are now creating our own destinations.
We're not asking.
Don't wait for the opportunity. Go out there and grab it.
We're not sitting there saying, you know what? What's my big break? You got to go out there and create your own big breaks. And I'm happy about that because a lot of the shows that people are loving have African American leading people, like how much crazy we are with Power, how much crazy we are with Scandal, How to Get Away with Murder, Queen Sugar. A lot of these shows, the haves and have-nots. It's a lot of shows.
We got some ideas, bro.
It's our creativity being.
We got a show coming soon that's so fire. It's so futuristic. Marv don't even know we got it coming. That's how futuristic. Okay. He's like, what are you talking about right now?
No, but I want us to continue to strive towards that, you know. I do want us to also to start thinking outside of the box, but now mastering, you know, the hustle ideas and then, you know, having success with slavery shows and drug dealing and that kind of drama. Mm-hmm. I want us to start moving on to like now being
different.
I want a black Game of Thrones. I want a black Walking Dead. I want a black commercial crossover success.
I don't want to be a zombie. What is a black Walking Dead?
But you know what I'm saying? Where a black inspired show that also shows outside of the like controversy, but you know, everyday creativity. And I'm gonna end on saying, chase your legacy and not liabilities. Mm-hmm. You can stunt for the gram, but build for your family.
Work for your last name.
View for the Friend Zone. We'll be back next week. We out. Peace.
We out. Oh.